Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Spoken. This is your host, Lance Twidwell. I'm here with Chiefs and NFL Hall of Fame inductee fan, super fan, Ty Routon, X Factor. This is our third and final segment. I only have a couple questions left for Ty. And obviously this has been the most controversial, at least in my mind. We did release a video a few weeks back about my rant on how I feel about Matt Cassel and some of the decisions that Scott Pioli has made. And I want to ask Ty here because obviously he knows the game, knows the team better than pretty much anybody outside of the actual organization that are getting paid to be a part of the organization. I want to ask you the question: what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the name Matt Cassel?
Great guy, leader, and he's going to be the next quarterback next to Len Dawson that gets to host the Super Bowl trophy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what can you expound upon that a little bit? Because obviously you guys know that I don't feel the exact same about the guy. I don't think that he's the type of quarterback that can lead this team to the next level just by seeing what he's done with the good talent he has had around him, and against good defenses. I mean, obviously he's threw the stats out there about what he did against the 4 legitimate defenses he faced in 2010, and then in 2011 he struggled pretty bad until he got hurt. But no, just if you could just expand upon it a little bit about why you feel that way about Matt Cassel.
And because it's who you surround that quarterback with. And, you know, you say that he's a terrible quarterback. This is a kid that basically you've got to analyze that he's basically, what is this, his 4th, 5th year actually playing football since high school.
Right.
He hadn't played in college and stuff, so he's still learning.
Right.
And he's the guy that is in looking at film an hour before anybody else and an hour, a couple hours after everybody else. You know, he's, you know, tough, you know, have an appendectomy and 10 days later you're playing and winning a game in St. Louis, you know. You know, he just got all the intangibles, and people are saying, the stats ain't there and stuff. What he took over for Tom Brady, who everybody thinks is all world, and he took that team to 11-5. Well, the next year they went out and got even more pieces, and Tom Brady come back. What was his record? 10-6. You know, Matt Cassel, when he first got here, had nothing. The cupboard was empty. There was no weapons. 2010, you surrounded him with the best running game. And he went to the Pro Bowl. Yeah, you can say, well, it's because, you know, X player backed out and didn't go.
You can tell that we've talked, obviously, because these are all the things I've said.
We had like a 4-hour rant. You know, but if you're a Pro Bowl quarterback, that means that you are viewed by your peers and, you know, coaches, everybody, whoever votes that in, that you were the 4th best quarterback in the AFC. You know, I'm not a bright man, but I believe there's 16 teams in the AFC.
Right.
You know, so yeah, if you've got the right team, that wins. You know, how many Super Bowls did Dan Marino win? Right,
but I think we can agree that this team would be a little bit on a better pace if we had Dan Marino than we had Matt Cassel.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But you don't get, you know, Hall of Fame quarterbacks don't just fall out of the tree.
Yes.
It almost did with Peyton Manning, but, you know, in hindsight, I'm glad he's a donkey. He's, what, 49, 68, I don't know how old he is, you know, and they spent all their money on one player. They have nothing. You know?
Yeah, they were still favored to win this division this year by a lot of experts and analysts.
Well, it depends who you talk to. There's a lot of people that say we are.
Oh, I would agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I'm just saying that it shows in the media that when you make a big splash, all of a sudden you're the favorite, like, you know, we talked about earlier. You know, we don't really, you know, have to expand on it because I know that you obviously expressed your opinion. Everybody knows my opinion. If you haven't, you know, watch our videos. But, you know, I think that there is a guy out there that could possibly be better, a better guy to get us to that next level and finally get a playoff victory for the first time in almost 20 years. That's how I personally feel about Matt Cassel. I don't think that I think the game's too fast for him at times. And I don't think he has great decision making. His accuracy has problems. It seems that he pushes the ball instead of throwing the ball sometimes. But, I mean, I hope that he does prove me wrong. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
He comes out, he unleashes this year, he shows he's taking the next step, his work ethic is paying off. Yeah, I do agree he's a great guy. I agree he's a great leader. All the team does surround him. They love him. Ryan Lilja, other guys have come out and said, this is our quarterback.
Yeah.
I just hope that he can prove me wrong, and I will shut up about it. And I'll say, you know what, I was right. I was wrong, you were right.
He doesn't have to come out there and be the gunslinger.
Right, you know, I'm saying that he progresses from what he's been so far in his first 4 seasons.
Give me his 2010 season with the weapons he's got, and now the defense that...
Yeah, if he can do that, against tough defenses, because we're going to have some pretty tough defenses here, he can put those numbers up against tough defenses, I won't complain. I just said that he didn't do so well against tough defenses in 2010, and he unleashed on Broncos, Texans, and Cardinals, back then who had terrible defenses. That's all I was trying to say about that.
Most quarterbacks don't. What does Peyton Manning do against Romeo Cornell?
Right, absolutely. I mean, but we're talking about from going from average numbers to just like, what was that? 143 yards a game against good defenses? I mean, that's just... Anyway, you know what I'm saying. That's kind of how I feel about it.
But no, he's got to be the game manager. Don't turn the ball over. You know, rely on your running game to set up play action in the pass. And this defense, literally, if Poe becomes dominant, this is top 5, maybe top.
Hopefully he will be dominant. That's what we're all hoping for.
And defenses can win you championships alone. And with all the other weapons and stuff, Matt Castle doesn't have to go out and be Peyton Manning because he's got the whole arsenal out there. All he has to do is be Matt Castle and just don't turn the ball over, move the ball, get it in your playmaker's hands, and the rest of it will take care of itself.
Absolutely. Well, we can segue on from that to what exactly do you see happening this year, record-wise, playoff-wise? Do you see players advancing, getting, like we were talking about Matt Castle, progressing in their careers? What is your general prediction for the 2012-2013 season of the Kansas City Chiefs?
19-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that, are we...
I'm on record right now. 19-0.
He's saying they're going to be what the 2007 Patriots were supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Is that what you're saying?
But we're going to finish it off because I'll be there wherever we're playing Super Bowl at this year. I'll be there and I'll be cheering them on.
Well, hopefully we won't have to play Eli Manning and the Giants, or else that might not happen, right?
No, they're not coming back.
That's what everybody said the year before this year too. Everybody said that. So you are saying 19-0, or are you saying that's just obviously a joke? Or okay.
Well, that's what I've said every year since I become a super fan. When you're a super fan, you're always
So you said that when Tyler Thigpen was the quarterback, you say 19-0. Okay.
Yeah, I've been on with Clark Judge from CBS Sportsline. There's all kinds of videos you can go that I made that 19-0 prediction when. We won 2 games, But no, truthfully, I have been so close to the action for so long that I understand how long it takes players to develop, and especially at certain positions. And this team is starting to pop and I've been calling this for years and years since Herm Edwards destroyed it and got Flowers and Carr and all those guys in here. They're starting to pop, and it takes at certain positions players. They're like deer in headlights. It takes them 1 second to get their feet wet, but then all of a sudden they go bam, they pop, and this core is popping right now.
So what would you say the record would be?
19-0.
19-0. All right, and so obviously going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's all I need to hear then. I like his predictions. I'm going to go with 11-5, and hopefully they can win a first-round game. I'm not so confident yet, but we shall see. Ty, I really appreciate the time you've given us, man. People have spoken. This is obviously our first special guest. We will be back more with Ty Routon sometime next week, possibly, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you for your time. This is Lance Twidwell. We're out.